and it's rotating. Okay, and you can do it with solar energy, you can do it with waste energy, and all kinds of things. But anyway, you can transport this in a vehicle to someplace that needs it, and you can use it to withdraw CO2 from the atmosphere. You can use it to generate electricity for income, and use the heat battery as a source for that lifetime guaranteed income, and the birthright of a person in the world. And very quickly, if we afford these devices, we would each individual take responsibility for that particular device and for their contribution saving the world. We can reverse the trend we're on right now, which is going to happen really fast. So anyway, heat battery encounters a new invention, new thing. Nitride, I think it's bar nitride, has just come out as being the second best thermal conductor of heat after diamonds. And if you coat this on carbon monofilaments, whether they're doubles or triples, it doesn't matter, it will serve very effectively to take this heat from internal core to the outside, where you can do something with it, like generate electricity so you don't burn wood for your stove. But anyway, make billions of these things, be a great industry. It would also be a way to save the world. Anyway, just so you can go to sleep. People are thinking about it and trying to do something, but unfortunately, there's no the traction on that invention hasn't happened yet. Still waiting.
I want to jump in because we're past our allotted time, but I also know Janice, you haven't had a chance to weigh in, and I want to provide that before I pull the plug.
Joshua is raising his arm, and Janos is also. What is this?
Josh?
Let me know when it's a good time, Heiner. Okay. Is this a good time? Yeah, I really enjoy seeing a perspective from your eyes and seeing things from your view. And I think it's really, really important to continue to see reality as what it is. And earlier, Sam asked, if there was someone that was inspiring you. And I mentioned in the chat, I'm going to butcher his name, Youssef Harari, a professor from Israel University, a history professor who's written several critically acclaimed books. But what I'm getting most from his teaching, and I think is so important, that is constantly circling around the room always, is the idea that we're not looking at reality for what it is, yet looking at it for what we want it to be. So in reality, the system is corrupted. And when I say the system, I mean the monetary system, the political system, the global collaboration system, the UN. I went to the UN in New York, and I noticed that, the United States hosts it, but doesn't pay for it. And it's kind of like a joke, at least in the United States. It's pretty funny. It's window dressing is what I'm trying to say. The reality is corruption is rampant, and getting reporting from scientists that are reporting with quote unquote peer-reviewed papers. I work in the microbiome industry, and I often have to go through papers that have been peer-reviewed that are completely wrong. And so I just think if we point to the elephant in the room, the reality that we've created is almost such a farce that we can't even sit in a room today and talk about it, because there is no one reality that we can all agree upon as being real. So yet we just sit and talk about what we think is real. And it could be, we don't know. We're not peers, we're not experts, we're not going to review this information. Is there actually, last time I was in the ocean, I saw these very interesting rivers that flow under the ocean. I saw them. I went whale watching. Am I an expert on this? I don't know. I'm just saying we could go on and on about the things we don't know. and we don't even know if we're even in reality talking about it. So I just wanted to bring up the fact that maybe read, you know, I would really highly recommend the work of Yusuf Harari and then come back to this conversation. And in reading that, you will understand that we're telling stories, and yet we're in a world where these stories can be spun faster than ever in the history of humanity. And I've been living on the net for 24 years. I live, breathe internet for 24 years, and I just watched it spiral into a tornado of confusion. Like you said in the beginning of your talk, tribalism and separation. And until we tackle what reality is, I don't think we have any business tackling what global issues are. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you for this conversation.
That was my point. What is reality? What is space? What is system? All these basics have to be made concrete. I think, Jesse?
Yeah, I was going to offer an alternate point of view. I think there certainly is corruption, and it is increasing because of the general chaos. But I think the general chaos is caused by systems we designed working exactly as intended without our really knowing what the hell the consequences would be. We have a financial system that's destroying the earth and not realizing that'll be unprofitable. There's a whole slew of things that we have designed and that are operating very smoothly, but are actually self-destructive. And so that the problem for those is that there are silos of true belief in the systems that don't pay attention to the world around them. And I had, anyway, that's my alternate point of view. I think we can identify some of those.
Yes, there are some vicious problem cycles. Our technology assessment totally failed. And what you have been presenting about that sustainability is not addressing global issues. All these nuggets are there. And I think there are much more nuggets, but I think we can go on forever. And I think there are still some empty voices, but we intended today to make a rehearsal of our presentation in Madrid. But I think we can come together again next Sunday night or Sunday afternoon for you guys, or Monday morning for others already, because I found it very, very interesting. But I don't want to finish. I would like to keep it open-end. So, Mr. Moderator, tell us what is the time and how much and where should we focus?
Well, we are at time, and I think it makes sense for a wrap. And I'd certainly be interested in anybody that would like to share impressions and feelings about the session, and Heiner, especially you, in terms of whether it at least went some way to meeting your goals for doing the presentation.
Okay, maybe Jonas is now with a picture there. You didn't say much. Maybe you want to wrap up, or is there something like a synthesis you can provide us with? You are unmuted.
There's an image I'd like to share on the screen share. Can I show you that?
No, Jonas. No, Janos. Do you want to speak? Can you unmute?
Thank you very much. I just want to...
Who are you?
Janos.
Yes, to the group.
Sorry, make a mistake. Sorry. Sorry, you asked me? Ah, sorry. So my name is Jan. I'm but and I very interested in that what you say about this complex problem. So I want to learn more. What is your idea? What is your what you present in your in Madrid? So I just want to listen, and I don't have to give you. I can't tell you any books for this. Also, that's why I'm quiet.
Okay, Janis, you are breaking. I didn't get anything. I have an idea. It was an interesting question. Maybe we have to adjourn to next Sunday, and you check your microphone.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that's a wrap. And I'd like to thank everybody for attending and for your time and attention and curiosity and questions and contributions. And Heiner, thank you for running it up the flagpole. It's much appreciated.
Hey, just to get complete, Doug, you had asked Heiner for his assessment of whether his objectives were achieved today. I was curious, Heiner, before you go, how did you feel about the session?
I liked it. I really met people I know by name, but now I know they're really having blood and meat and spirit. I had expectations because we wanted to prepare a lecture on what is sustainability, what is Holders, what is complexity, what is our group about, and we didn't get further, but we worked on the foundations, and I like that very much. And as I think there are so many open things, not only sequestration and geoengineering and geopolitics and values, especially values where Fabian and Doug could talk out a lot. Maybe we continue this barn raising at a later time. So I'm happy. It was that I wanted to hear a lot from Jesse. I expected Fleming, as you did all this work on bringing communities together, would speak up. But this is as it is. We have, time is running out, we say it with the Dalai Lama. So the sand clock is telling us we better come again than doing more than 2 hours, because then the loo is waiting and the attention is gone. Thank you very much. And Jim, play for us. So next time a jam session with different instruments. Thank you all.